Welcome to becometechpro.com. In this session, we want to look at some tips for preparing for interviews. The truth is, there is no particular format for preparing for any interview, right? So every interview comes different. So we'll be looking at some tips, right? Those things you should bear in mind when preparing for the next interview. In the course of your work or education, you must have acquired several skills and so much knowledge that you need to get job done. But getting a job will now depend on how much you are able to put in with respect to preparing for interviews. Okay, so those are the things we'll be looking at today. So let's see. So you should always bear in mind that interviews are not the same. So for each interview you want to attend, it is great that you make notes for each of them, right? Because they are never going to be the same. Okay. So first tip, make notes for each interview because they are never the same. Okay. So how do you do this? For every interview, take the job description, right? And study it to see what is required, right? So it is always great when you know the requirements of the job. You know what problem the employer is trying to solve by putting out the job out there, right? So you need to understand the requirements for the job. Now, also, as we've noted, you'll have so many skills, right? You know so much in terms of your profession, right? So once you look at the job description, right, for the role you are going for, you are interviewing for, so you should be able to hammer on the skills that you have that relates to what the recruiters are looking for. You don't go beating around the bush, right? What do they want? Okay, now let's give an example. Let's say you have you are hiring, you are recruiting, you are looking for a nanny to take care of your child, right? Throwing this at you. You are looking for a nanny to take care of your child, and two people have applied. And coincidentally, these two people work in the same retirement home as caregivers, right? Caregivers. And now you need a caregiver for your child. So these two people, the first person comes in and starts to talk about a role. And another interesting thing is both persons are parents of teenagers, right? They are mothers to teenagers. Okay. So now the first person comes in and tells you and starts to tell you about what she does at her work as a caregiver in the retirement home, all the things she's able to do and all of that. Then the second person comes in and starts by telling you about how she had a child some 14 years ago and she's taking care of the child and she's so experienced taking care of children because she also helps the sister that lives nearby to take care of her child, and she's a professional caregiver. She now starts to talk about being a professional caregiver that works in a retirement home. Now, of these two people, who do you think stands a better chance of getting this job? They both have similar resume, similar experience, but this other person, the second person, knows what is required for the job and starts to talk about it, right? From her personal experience. She talks about what she knows about the job and how she our experience is going to matter, right? So now this second person stands a better chance. Okay. So also when you want to go for an interview, try to understand the requirement of the employer. Okay. Then tailor your skills, right, towards the requirements. That way, both of you will be on the same page. You will be on the same page with the recruiter, and the recruiter will also be, the employer will also be on the same page with you, because you know what the employer is looking for, and you are telling the employer you have it. Okay. Now, also, it is not impossible that there are some skills in the requirements that you do not have. Okay. You can't know it all, right? That's just the reality. There are new tools coming up and all of that. So there might be some skills you do not have. Okay. But as much as possible, going through the job description, right, and understanding the tools can also point out some things, right? What it ends up pointing out is that it shows you the other skills that you have that might be transferable to the expected skills. Okay, let's look at another scenario. Let's say you are going for a job, they require a skill using cloud formation, right? They need a skill using cloud formation for creating infrastructure. But better still, you know how to use Terraform. Then you go to the interview, tell them what you can do with Terraform, and because of your skills with Terraform, how you can work with cloud formation templates. Okay, so that will get you the job. Okay, also, it is not impossible that you do not have certain skills. Let the employer know that, okay, these skills I do not have, but I can easily figure my way around those skills because of my knowledge of these other tools. Okay, so I believe looking at all these tips, it will make you better prepared and you should be able to excel in your next interview. I wish you all the best and looking forward to the next session. Thank you. Bye for now. Let's see. Bye for now.